Seriously unserious with T Meek, D Board, D Jones, scanning on whatever we feet on. We just getting started to feast on. The table is set, the mics is checked, there's topics to speak on. Seriously unserious with T Meek, D Board, D Jones, standing on whatever we feet on. We just getting started to feast on. The table is set, the mics is checked, there's topics to speak on.
Since we've been doing this since like middle school, like that's us hanging out.
I think if you took the amount of time we spend on Xbox together, you could argue we're spending just as much, if not more, time with each other than other people who don't play the games hanging with each other.
Yes. And they're like going out and doing stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. We're not hermits, so we do go out and do stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I just don't feel like there's as much of an emphasis on it because we're like, do we want to try to make sure it's the perfect day to go do something? Or hell, do we just want to get on MLB The Show a random Wednesday night?
Do we want to sit at home, not spend any money, and still get drunk?
Still get drunk, still laugh.
Still hang out for 2-3 hours the same way we would if we were in real life. But that is not understood. So I think when girls see you on the games, they just think you're on the games. And even though you're just talking to your friends, like they don't see that as the same as you going out and hanging out.
Yes.
And that's where
needs
to be understood that we are hanging out with our friends.
Exactly.
There's no difference than you
none at all
hanging out with your friends.
None at all. There's no difference whatsoever.
But since you're on the games, it's frowned upon.
It feels trivial.
Yes. Yeah. if I told my girl, hey, stop hanging out with your friends, how do you think that would go? How do you think that would go?
Believe me, I know.
It's essentially the same thing if you're on the Xbox and it's like, let's go do something. Or let's...
That's the thing, though. Because it's not really that you're being told, hey, stop playing the game. It's just when it feels like, let's go do something that is actually of substance.
Yes.
Because you're not doing anything of substance right now.
Correct. Which I understand, like, because if you just play the games regular by yourself,
right,
then it's like, okay, yeah, no problem.
Right.
But then like, okay, I'm talking to Mason right now. Okay, all right, maybe I'll put it in better. All right, if your girl is on the phone with her friends,
similar,
and you just go, hey, get off the phone.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
You would never do that though.
Never in my life.
But 'tis life for a man.
'Tis life.
Well, welcome back to another episode of Seriously Unserious.
Welcome.
Devin, how are you?
I'm doing good. It's a bit rainy outside, but outside of that, we're inside, so it's all good.
Yes. Taryn is away. He is winning championships, or I don't know what. Mm-hmm. He's doing something. He's in San Jose right now.
Yep, living it up.
Yes. So we'll be watching him. You guys have already.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be past this point. Will he be gone again, or?
I think once they win, he'll be going to the championships.
I don't know if that would be out when this one comes out, or...
I'm assuming maybe. It may be around that time, actually.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. But the next 2 episodes are just going to be Devin and I. Next episode will be a little more... kind of all over the place.
Yeah, the normal steez, but...
less centered around a specific topic in general.
Yeah, so we just wanted to take this time, to really have a frank discussion.
Oh, yeah.
About similar points in life that we're going through right
Mm-hmm.
now. We are both relationship men.
Absolutely.
Taken men.
Yes.
And we love our women very much, though.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't trade them for the world.
Nope.
But we have picked up and noticed some things.
There are certain things that you can only... It's hard to have a conversation about a relationship with somebody who's not in one.
Yeah.
Because when it feels like... Compromise feels like pushing down feelings.
Yes.
And that's not what it necessarily is.
You had to... What I realized is that even though me and my girl, we are very similar. Yes. Very. In ways that, like, she won't even think about it, but then I'll see her do something that I do that I know she's, like, said something to me about. I'll be like, huh. Huh. Ain't that funny?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's so many things where it's like compromise. You have to be able to do that so you can grow. Pretty much, you have to be able to make sure that the relationship continues to go forward. You know, because if you're stuck on one thing, say you're like, I want to eat chocolate ice cream on Sundays.
Yep.
And I only want to eat chocolate ice cream on Sundays.
Okay.
Well, then the compromise would be, hey, you go get whatever ice cream flavor you want, and then we'll eat ice cream together.
Okay.
So I'm not having to change because maybe she don't like chocolate.
Right.
But if we can find a happy medium.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's how it mostly works.
Okay. Well, where do you want to start on this list?
I think we should start with the first one.
Okay. So we won't put like names on these bullets.
Yeah, no names.
I think a woman can very much be like, men aren't shit. I don't need a man. Hoopty hoopla hoopla hoopla.
Right.
This goes back to our conversation last week of like, men are doers.
Yes.
And sometimes women more on the feeling side.
Correct.
Nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of how we are as people.
Exactly.
But I feel like when it's time to fix something,
Who do you call?
I don't know if a woman's emotions can necessarily fix that. Whereas a man, hey, it might be time to YouTube something.
Right.
Might be time to Google something.
Right. To get the shit done.
Yeah. So I just think that the appreciation for a man needs to be a little bit higher. Because in your times of needs, the first person you think of is a man.
Damn, we sound like those people who would be like, who's going to go hunt and gather for
Yeah. And I don't want it to sound like that. But, like, I would say that your average woman,
right,
when something goes wrong with their car, let's just say.
Okay, right.
What's the first thing they will do? Call their father.
Correct.
All right. Not that. And you should.
You should.
But why are you calling a man? Why don't you just figure it out?
Oh, shit. It's the patriarchy.
No. Like, okay, here's the simple steps of this. I think if I have AAA,
right,
and a girl has AAA, my girl, we'll just say my girl,
right,
and my car broke down,
right,
I would immediately call AAA if I don't know what the issue is.
correct.
My girl will call her dad first and then call AAA. And I think that is just what I'm trying to say here, is that I think that we should be respected a little bit more, because I think a lot of the things that we do
I can see that.
are not appreciated enough. Because it feels like well, can you just do this? It's like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll do it. And problem solving doesn't seem like an issue when all of the problems are being solved. But now, when you don't solve the issue, now there's an issue. This is not talking about my relationship.
No.
Just so we're clear.
Yes.
That's not what this is about.
Do you feel like people... How do you react in those situations where the issue, you've chosen not to solve the issue?
Right.
Right. And then there's like, damn, why aren't you solving the issue? How do you then choose?
See, okay. And then it goes, you don't want, because I still am like, well, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Right.
That's not what this is about.
Right.
And I've probably already hurt feelings enough.
Correct.
By not solving said issues. Yes. But I just want the appreciation is all. Like,
preach on.
it's not about, trying to gain one up on you or anything, make you feel like you owe me or anything like this. Like,
Right.
just, hey, like, just know, like, yeah, I'm looking out. I'm helping out. Like, a genuine thank you's
Right.
appreciated.
And then maybe I'd start fixing more stuff.
Hey,
You
you might
never
not even
know.
have to ask. I might go out of my way and ask you.
Hey, do you want me to?
But
I see it's getting a little.
yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. But that's really all I had on that.
All
more or
right.
less.
No, I think that was necessary.
Well, I think we're going to be delving into a bit further on these next few. So,
Yeah.
go ahead and start on this next one for me, Devin.
So, backstory. Jonah Hill was in the news recently.
I forgot about that.
He had a ex-girlfriend. So he's currently in a relationship with someone that they may be even married or something. But I know they got a kid together. They just had a kid. Congrats to them. So a girlfriend from a prior relationship with Jonah Hill felt the need to put out messages from while they were dating. And in those messages, Jonah, now mind you, his ex-girlfriend was a surfer. Like
Okay.
California, you know, they got weird-ass professions like that. So she's a professional surfer. So you know what comes with that. Like swimsuit, pictures online to try to gain, you know, popularity and following. And you may go do some surf runs with some buff surfer guys, you know.
All right.
And whatever comes with that beach type of lifestyle. You're hanging out with friends who may be in something, who may not be in something, who are down to clown, who, you know,
Okay.
they just want to do whatever comes.
Right.
So Jonah was like, hey, my boundaries are...
So I have it. Do you want me to read it?
Yes.
So he said, plain and simple, if you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust.
So, first off, do you have an issue with what Jonah said?
Okay. Do y'all want men to communicate or not? I think maybe he should have. Why are you... Okay. I do have a problem with this. I think she was probably doing this
Yes.
before he got with her.
Yes.
Why are you trying to change her?
Okay.
I have a problem with that.
Right.
Like, if this is who she was before, I don't get into a relationship or talk to women in a previous life, of course. Before my relationship.
Right.
To try to, like, mold them to my liking.
Correct.
So that is where I do think there is an issue.
Right.
But I think, okay, it came off a bit strong. I understand that.
Yes.
But in general...
There was a little bit of, like, blaming.
Yeah. Like,
there was some
super
staging
passive
going
aggressive
on.
going.
Right.
Yeah, like, I mean, okay, right here when he's like, plain and simple, if you need to model, okay, all right.
Come on, Jonah.
Like,
You wouldn't have seen her if she wasn't modeling.
go get the Starbucks barista then.
Right.
Like, I do think some of that he should not have said, but
Okay.
I think the message in general was not nearly as bad as people thought it was.
Yeah.
Or as the outcry was.
Because, I mean, I don't want to belittle it, but it's a text message.
Yeah.
You know, like, you could see that thing bubbling on your Apple.
Right.
And be like, I ain't reading that shit. Slide, delete.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just,
Yeah.
And just go on about your life.
Yeah. It's like, I think some people, if you do feel like that, people have their boundaries.
Right.
Absolutely. People
Right.
have their expectations, their whatever. I think a lot of times we just don't see it in a list form like that. So
Yeah, that was
it
wild.
seems a bit abrasive.
Abrasive.
Yeah.
Aggressive.
Yeah. So I understand he could have maybe just came at it. I think that's something like if he says that in an argument or a conversation, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but like people out loud, they don't, in general, the public doesn't care.
Yeah.
But now that it's in a text message, I can't believe he said that.
Right,
So,
it's written down.
I don't know.
But, okay, let's progress the conversation.
Yeah.
Should you change for your partner?
Okay. How much? Because I think yes.
Okay. I'm not, listen, I'm sorry, guys. We don't really have the contrarian type shit today. Because I'm going to agree with Dallas.
Okay.
I think there should be some change.
Yes. I don't think you should have to change as a person, as who you are.
Okay.
Now, I think, like, being dirty is not a trait.
Right.
Like, me asking you to clean up or me cleaning up more is not me asking you to change.
Right.
Your personality has not changed. You're just not being dirty as fuck anymore.
Yes. Like, yeah. Because, like me, for instance, like me and my girl, we live together. And so I do find myself cleaning more than I did previously. I wouldn't say I was dirty, but sometimes it may be cleaning so I don't have to hear about it. Sometimes it's cleaning because I don't want to be looked at as being like the dirty one. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, would you say you clean more?
Now than I did previously?
No, than her. I'll say I do. I think I do.
That's
And that's not to say she doesn't clean.
yeah.
That's not. I don't want it to sound like
I think honestly though, I think she may clean more because she'll clean like randomly. It'll be like, oh, we're talking and she's like wiping stuff down. So
Okay.
I'll give her that. She cleans more than me.
Okay.
But I think I definitely have stepped up my cleanliness
Okay.
since we lived together.
All right. So what? Okay, and then like, so like I said, I don't think that's like changing who you are.
Right.
I don't think like, I don't know, like certain sleeping habits or like.
Yeah. So we can talk about that. I go
Okay.
to sleep earlier now.
Okay.
Like I wind down for bed earlier now.
I do as well.
And I think yes, I do have to go into an office now. So, but outside of that, I think even when I was working, like even if I did have to go into an office, I don't think I was winding down for bed at like if I look at
9:30.
yeah, like 9:30, I would never be like, okay, I'm gonna take a shower and get in bed and like be willing to fall asleep from whenever that shower's done and I get done with all that. From that point on, I'm not getting back up to like go do something.
I think if I was by myself right now, I think I would go back to staying up till 11:30.
Yes.
Just being on the games or watching TV or
Yes.
doing something.
Yes.
Eating. Like, but, and that's not something I probably should do.
Right.
But I think that's just something that's what I do normally.
Correct.
Like, I think when this comes out, she'll be gone for like a week or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll probably be up
Right.
a good amount.
Right.
But when she's here, like, yeah, all right, yeah, sure.
Yeah, because
I'll
it's
go to
like,
bed.
I don't really, like, there's nothing really for me to be doing.
It's not like, because, okay, I don't want to say that it's not going to turn into an argument. It's like, I mean, if I want to stay up, I can stay up whenever I
Right.
want.
Right.
But, like, it's not worth, like, the slight back and forth or the, or me to try to convince her that it's okay for me to stay up. Because, like, I mean, I really don't need to. So, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, fuck it, I'll go to bed. Like, I'll go lay down.
Right.
Sit there and play on my phone for a minute.
Yeah.
But I think that's okay. But I don't think. So what, now we're talking about, okay, what other type of changes now?
Changes in like, you go from living in a way that's like very you-centric. So say, if I want to go do this, now I'm going to go do it. You know, or like, do you feel like there should be more of like a compromise and even your thoughts of like, okay, well, I had this plan, or I'm open to doing this, or do you think you should be, do you find yourself being more considerate?
Yes, for sure.
Making plans.
So like if I want to go do something, I think we've talked about this before on here somewhere, where like we're more spur of the moment, just kind of
right.
You know, if we want to do something, we kind of maybe say something the day before. Otherwise, we're more or less like day of kind of people.
Right.
So for me, a lot of my like plans and doing stuff like that, unless it's like fucking rec volleyball or something like where it's like a day is there every single day.
Right.
Like something like that. Like if I want to do that, I'm signing up for it. I'm not like gonna ask you. Like if I want to do that, I'm doing it.
Okay.
It's not something like I'm not asking you to come. I would like you to. You don't have to. But if it's just like me signing up for it, like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. There was no conversation.
Yeah.
Now when it comes to like, I might go out tonight. I'll float that out. Now, really, it's like I'm like 95% going out, but I need to throw this feeler out there and see what you're talking about. Like, what do you think about this?
Exactly.
And if you don't say like, oh, I kind of, all right, yeah, cool. Because more often than not, like I don't mind just like missing going out.
Yeah.
To hang out with her, because I want to hang out with her.
Exactly.
Excuse me. But more often than not, I think, and she is the same way, like we don't really like, the only time it's ever like a temperature check is if it's, do you want to come with me?
Okay.
Other than that, we're both kind of like, go do your thing.
Okay.
So, but I do think you have to be cognizant of like the amount at which you do it. Like planning stuff without your partner. Because I think if we were both gone a bunch all the time, then that dynamic changes of like, well, now it feels like I have to actually ask because when am I going to see you?
Yeah.
So
I think that's one thing that I've learned is trying to find that balance. Because even I'm sure you see this, like the unplanned time together. So like you're going to sleep or you're getting up for work in the morning or you're having something to eat at the house or like, like you're just going to be together because y'all live in the same place.
So besides if you're sitting down and eating something, watching a show, I don't think a woman considers that spending time together.
Funny thing is, I don't really consider it. Well, a little bit. I do give it some credence. Actually, let me stop that. Let me stop with my lie that I was just about to tell. Because I do view that as the reason why I say that is because if I didn't have it, I would miss it.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's like I do view that as like this is special time.
It is.
But I get where that's coming from. Of like y'all just doing stuff. Y'all would have to do these things.
If we were not living together,
mm-hmm.
we would want to do these things together.
Right.
Now that we are, I think sometimes, and maybe that's both of us.
Can take it for granted.
You take it for granted of like the amount of time that you are actually spending together.
Yes.
Or like, and that goes to the whole when you're living together thing in general, because when you are living separately,
right,
and I went and go see her and she would come and see me, like I'm not playing the games
exactly
on Xbox. Like I'm not going out and doing shit or whatever it is. Like this was our time we're spending together because I want to and you want to.
Right.
And I feel like you appreciate those moments way more when you don't live together and you're doing nothing.
Right.
Air quotes, versus when you live together and you're doing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something that I miss, the being satisfied with doing nothing. Because me personally, like I enjoy doing nothing sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm always doing something. Like even if I could be at work and I'm not really working on anything, but just the fact that I'm confined to be at this place, it's like an event. It's like a thing for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, even though we've moved in together, or we live together for the moment, it's like I still miss the understanding that this nothingness right now is not, oh, we're bored.
Yeah.
It's
And so this is like something I learned when we initially moved in. It wasn't. I felt sort of like this initially when we moved in. I don't feel like this anymore, just the way with my job is.
right.
Like, I feel like when you live together and you spend a lot of time together in home, you kind of. I don't want this to sound like shitty.
Right.
You miss the chance of missing your partner.
Ah.
Like, and now, like I said, with my job, like
Right.
that whole day,
Yeah.
all I'm doing is I'm thinking about her.
Right.
But I understand like how certain people, when you move in together, you don't really have that time to lust each other for you guys not being together.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get the opportunity to miss one another because you are together all the time. And that's where I do think there is, like, you guys both need to have your separate lives and do things
Right.
while coexisting. But I do think that, like I said, like, moving in, like, it changes a relationship.
Oh yes, and I'm here to give you your flowers, Dallas, because you alerted me to this fact, and I did not understand how much it changes.
Yeah. I think that the excitement of it happening
Right.
quickly goes away in that first whatever amount of time, just because
Yeah.
as much as you love a person, like, you're still like changing everything about your life, even to the minute little details.
Yes.
So it's no different than just getting a roommate.
Yeah.
I have a roommate that I'm in a relationship with now.
Yeah.
Like, it's no different than me living with Chance when we lived in the dorms. Like, my best friend.
Right.
But, okay, us being friends and cohabiting, two separate things.
Two separate things.
Now, if we're doing that in a dorm, it's like, okay, well, I don't have to like what you're doing.
Right.
Because I know at a certain point this will end.
Yes. Yes.
When you're with your girl or your significant other, okay, now we have to figure something out. Because if this continues to go on, whatever it may be, this may become a problem.
Right.
And I don't want us to fight about it, but I'm also not going to just sit on my hands and feet this whole time.
Yeah. That's one thing also, is that you have to kind of attack things now before they become a problem.
Yeah.
And even if you're attacking how you feel about it, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of the stuff, because we don't have issues like that. But I think some of the things that has kind of come about, it's like, oh, I feel this way about this. And it's like, normally, if I felt the way about a thing, it could happen. I'd come back to Louisville. I'd be away for a week. I could decompress.
Yeah.
I could think about it, rationing it out.
Yeah. You get a second to breathe.
Right.
React rationally.
Exactly.
Yes.
Here now it's like,
okay,
I have to try to.
What's the issue? Now react.
Yes.
But don't hurt my feelings though.
Right. It's like you have to now. It's a whole lot more care you have to put into it.
Yes.
Because hell, by the way, I on the way with the drive, I may have been fine. That's a good chunk of change that I'd just be like, all right, you play some music, you kind of sing,
decompress,
you decompress. But if it's like, now we gotta get back in the car.
Yep. Yeah.
We're going to the same place.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, all right.
Yes.
So and you don't really want to ruin a whole week.
Oh no.
Because I'm horrible at like when something's. I feel like I really try not to let stuff get to me. Right.
I am also like that.
So when something does get to me, it's really hard for me to hide it.
Oh yeah.
Like it's on my face.
My girl can tell all the time when I'm upset. What's wrong? You're acting different. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. I'm bad at that because when I'm fine, I'm fine.
I am so fine.
When I'm not though, she calls it out immediately.
Immediately.
And it's like,
you're right.
Yeah. I don't want to it's not even like necessarily I want to have the conversation about it right now.
Right.
But it clearly is bothering me enough to where my face has changed. And
yes.
Now we're here.
But. So yeah, that's been different.
Okay, for sure.
That's really been different, but
I'm glad I got my flowers for that, and I didn't want to shit on anybody's parade, because I understand it's a happy time, big moment.
Happy time, big moment, but
it's not about like I was saying, it's not all about the big things, because in your brain when you move in, and you're like, what are going to be the big problems? Oh, she doesn't clean, she doesn't do that.
Yeah.
But then you start noticing little things, and it's like, oh, she does this.
Yes.
Oh, and also it's a reverse, like you do
things.
Oh,
I want to do this, but this irritates her.
Yes. Or in general, I just do things.
Yes.
That upset her, and when I was living by myself, these weren't problems.
These weren't even things I thought about. I just did them.
But now it's like, should I get upset because she's asking me to change this thing, or is this actually something that I should really stop doing?
That's the thing.
And sometimes it's 50-50. Like, there's going to be things that she does that piss you off that should not piss you off, but it's just a you thing the way you grew up, and vice versa.
Right.
So that's why I was just saying, it's living together is a whole nother step in the relationship.
Right. It's definitely something that I would, because prior, I think I might have even said on this podcast that I was like, no, I'm not going to do it before the ring, all this stuff. I think it would be hell to marry someone and not know how they are on a normal basis. The one, there's been a lot of positives, but the one glowing positive that I've seen from the situation is I can take her at all facets.
Yeah, that's good.
And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, absolutely.
I fucks with you.
I'm good with this, yes.
At the end of the day, you're still cute.
Yes, absolutely.
I still...
Yeah.
we and so it's like, okay, well now I feel comforted that I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I find you attractive at all times, so that's good.
Yeah. At any time.
Absolutely. But,
so.
So go to that bottom. Is that...
The last one?
No, the one after that. Is that kind of what we were just talking about?
Yeah,
merging.
Just like, just trying to find a balance between the two. I think we've already kind of talked about it off mic of just, trying to merge once. This is one way my life was, and now you have to find a way to where it kind of like on the track. You know how I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you jet out here, she jets out there, so you gotta like try to.
Yeah.
But
I think so. We can
move on.
Well, I'll close it out,
Okay.
but I think that you should changing yourself. You should want to do that for your partner.
Yes.
and vice versa, but I don't think you should have to change things that you
Are like staples.
or genuinely like doing.
Yes.
Like if my girl was like, yeah, you shouldn't be playing video games anymore. I don't like it when you play video games.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, I might be gone. Dead ass.
Well, good thing that'll never happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You do have to also like set boundaries.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think either side, it happens. I don't think either side should purposely do it, but sometimes you do walk over your partner or try to not tell them what to do, but like you try to mold them to your liking or tell them you want them to do things your way because it makes you comfortable.
Right.
But that's not how that should go.
Yes.
Like, just because it makes you comfortable should not make your partner feel like they're suffering.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's something else that I had to learn. That at first I didn't
compromise.
Well, just what you were just saying, like if this is the way they are personally.
Yeah.
Then, because like you're trying to say, back to the Jonah Hill thing, like he knew she was a surfer. He knew she was, life of the party. Like, so why are you going to try to come in and then
change who they are as a person?
But it takes you aback. I will say when it's like, you're like, oh, I have to be around these situations now more frequently.
Yes.
So it's like, huh.
Yeah.
But I think, with growth and being trying to develop into a good human being.
Right.
You just notice that you're like, hey, that's why I fell in love with you.
Yes.
And I know at the end of the day, coming back,
Absolutely.
So, but no, I think Jonah needs to, hopefully his new situation, he's not doing those things.
I think that is kind of shitty of her to just
drop it when he's about to have a kid, though. I mean, but you know how
it
goes.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Yeah, whatever. So let's get into this last one. Then we'll get up out of here. Let me pull up the tweet again.
Twitter always got...
It's got everything.
A good little topic.
So a woman tweeted, I don't even know who she is, social media influencer, who gives a fuck. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she said, until you're married, don't give him wife privilege. Excuse me. And then somebody else quoted it and said, so why should he marry you? Just trust you'll turn it on later. So, yeah, go ahead.
So I get, this is where the problem comes in. Somebody's not doing their part. So the guy is not giving her husband privilege. Not meaning he's paying all the bills.
Right.
But he's not providing her with a secure... Now, maybe if we had that girl on, maybe she is like, he needs to be paying my bills. But what I think she means by that is that he's not maybe treating her as a wife. Like, he's not making her the main priority. He's not... What?
No, go ahead.
He's not saying, oh, I'll cover that. Or like, I'll fix this. Your fan is broken. I'll fix that. Or like, he's not doing the things that like a husband would, hey, did you... I don't know why it always comes back to paying for something. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just making sure she's good.
So, why are you even in a relationship with him in the first place then?
That's what we really got to get into.
Okay, and then second off, if we just want to take it at face value of what she said.
Yes.
Until you're married, don't give him wife privileges.
What's wife privilege?
I don't even know what that means. What is that?
I don't know, because some people are like, cook, clean, take care of the home. But that's like patriarchal thinking. So maybe she means like, be there for you when you need a shoulder to cry on. Or like, when you want to talk about your day. Maybe I don't need to listen because I'm not a wife.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
I think that. Would you say that you are dating for marriage?
Uh,
Like you're dating with the intent to get married.
okay. Pause. Time out.
I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No,
but
take a step back here. Are you talking about like in my current relationship?
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
but I feel like we're not. I feel like when you say dating to find a husband or wife, that's like I don't consider me and my girl. We're not like dating
Oh yes. Well, what I mean is like, I think a lot
beforehand.
of people.
Like
Yeah. Okay. If that's
if
easier, yes. Then let's
in
do beforehand.
no,
Okay.
I was not.
And I think
I would never. I was not approaching women with the intent of how good of a wife would you be as we're having a conversation.
Okay.
The R. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Besides my current relationship, that was when everything changed.
Right. Obviously.
I don't think I was looking. I think I just was like, if I was looking for a relationship, it was nothing more than like, let's just see what happens.
Right.
But I think it's weird when people like look for like a summer fling or like.
But that's what people are. That's the problem, and I think that's where these tweets come from.
What? Who looks for a relationship looking to end it? Like, I know I'm gonna end this before we even start.
They want to play both sides of the coin. They want like the respect and honor that comes from someone. This is gonna sound terrible. I'm sorry. That is like you're looking to put them in place to be that number one, and then also they want the ability to be not relied upon as what will come with that number one. So I think a lot of people are like, I'm not gonna don't play wife for him if he's not gonna marry you. But then it's like, well, why are you? I would just say then just be open.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand a lot of.
I don't. I think I'm glad I'm out of it because
Like the whole like cheating thing too, like, because I think that is kind of, if for me, in my opinion, I feel like if you go into a relationship thinking this is going to end in 3 months, you are the type of person that would cheat.
Yeah.
And I could be completely wrong, but like, I don't know.
Why do you feel like you need something new in 3 months?
Yeah. Like, and I guess if both of you have an understanding of this is not going to last,
Right.
okay, I guess, but I feel like that's not how those conversations usually go.
No.
Because somebody will catch feelings more than the other one. But that whole culture of people is just odd to me. Like, I have never cheated on anyone. Never would. It's just the way I am because I'm too soft of like, if it was done to me, I couldn't imagine. So just for my own karma won't let me do it.
Exactly.
Because I know how fucked up I would be
if
I found out it happened to me. But like we were watching Love Island.
Okay.
And one of the questions was like, we surveyed 18 to 21-year-olds. What percentage of them do you think have said or would admit that they've cheated or whatever it was? And one of the chicks on there, she was like, oh, it's got to be like 80%. Everybody cheated when they were 18 to 21. And I understand like being young, but in my brain, I was never like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like I always waited till something actually fizzled out or there was like a conversation.
Yeah.
Of like, yeah, we're no longer seeing each
It's
other.
established though.
Yeah, it's established. And
Yeah.
then it was like, okay, well then I can move on.
Yeah.
But it was never like, oh.
I'm going to go do this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. No, I don't understand. I don't get it. More power to you, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess just try to find ones that'll play husband for you, and then you can play wife, and then y'all can eventually get married. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Whatever. Devin, what you got?
Be sure to watch and subscribe to the YouTube pages. Leave a comment, share, follow the TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Be a friend, tell a friend, share, follow the podcast pages, Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Yep. Appreciate everybody listening, and this is a good TED Talk on relationships.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Seriously unserious with T Meek, D Board, D Jones, scanning on whatever we feet on. We just getting started to feast on. The table is set, the mics is checked, there's topics to speak on. Seriously unserious with T Meek, D Board, D Jones, standing on whatever we feet on. We just getting started to feast on. The table is set, the mics is checked, there's topics to speak on.